Hello and welcome to Blue Army TV. I'm sitting here after Carlisle have lost 3-2 at home to Fleetwood Town in a game week that saw us bottom of the table at one point when we were 2-0 down and results weren't going our way elsewhere. Look, it's now 5 defeats out of the opening 6 games. It's not at all where people expected us to be. It's not at all acceptable, really, what's happened. And all I can say, the only thing I can take away from that game is, please, God, get a new manager in quick, because we're slowly just capitulating. And it's look, I know the 2 goals today will maybe sugarcoat that defeat a little bit, but it shouldn't, because just look at the opening 2 goals, especially the second goal. And people say that he might have been a touch offside, which I'm not sure about. He might have been, but look, he didn't have to be. You know, he could have been well onside and still had so much room. You know, the amount of room we were leaving between our 2 centre-backs, straight through the middle, for the vast majority of that game today, is just completely, I don't know, it's rookie errors, it's schoolboy stuff. It's as if they were playing a back 5 with 4 people. You know, as if there was an invisible imaginary man in the middle of the park that they were just relying on. Maybe it's because they're used to playing with a back 5, I don't know, but at the end of the day, they're professional footballers who are, I know for a fact Aaron Hayden's played in a back 4 for a lot of his career, because a lot of it was at Carlisle. It was just so poor today, and yes, we got the penalty and managed to get it back, and then Charlie Wyke, made a little run, a brilliant passing from McGeoch to make it 2-2. We then conceded another sloppy goal, and the comeback means nothing. And that's what it means, nothing. It's nice that Charlie Wyke's off the mark. He's got 2 goals now. But honestly, that today was one of the worst I've seen, and the scoreboard won't reflect it. But that first half, until we got the penalty, is probably the worst I've seen us play, possibly ever. We couldn't pass it. No one was making runs. Everyone was far too static all over the pitch. Leaving stupid gaps at the back. People blame Mellish a lot last week, including myself, but Aaron Hayden and Sam Lavelle made exactly the same errors. It was just poor. It was poor defending, and it looks like we've got a team full of good players that don't know how to play together. And that's evident in some of the goals we've scored today. We scored today through individual brilliance. That run into the penalty box from Jones that he gets fouled, brought down for the penalty. That comes from him. It doesn't come from team play. It comes from him making a really good run through the middle. And you look at Charlie Wyke's goal today. It's an absolutely fantastic pass from Dylan McGeoch. A bit of a worldy assist even. For a fairly easy finish for Wyke, although he has missed plenty of them this season. They're not team goals. They're individual brilliance, and that's what we've got. We've got brilliant players as individuals that can't play together as a team for whatever reason. Whether that's a coaching thing, I don't know, but hopefully it's not a recruitment matter where we've got players that just aren't capable of playing together. And it's worried me today. It's really worried me today. This and Bradford put together, it's a really worrying thing, because a lot of the blame was put on Paul Simpson, and potentially rightfully so, but things haven't improved since he's gone. We need another manager to come in. It's as if we're trying to make a jigsaw with pieces from different boxes. They just don't fit together. You can force them together all you want, but it's not going to come up with the picture you want, and that's what's happening. That's what we seem to be doing, and whether it's Greg Abbott's fault in recruitment or a coaching matter, or you can blame the system all you want, but we've tried 5 at the back, we've tried a 4-3-3, and it's the same story. It really is the same story. I don't know what's gone wrong. I think the Piatex are incredibly good owners. They have the money, they have the enthusiasm for the club, but what they don't have is the footballing knowledge to kind of get, and that's what we had with the old board. It was the only thing we had with the old board, really. They kind of knew football. They were football people, the old board. because that's what they were. They weren't an outside business that had bought the club. They were Carlisle United Football Club, and they were the owners. And even though they didn't have money to put into the club, you know, we did make some clever recruitment decisions under them. You know, maybe not towards the very end, but something jumped out to me on Radio Cumbria today, and that was somebody who rang in and said, how did he word it? It was like, it doesn't matter how much money you spend, it's who you bring in. And that seems to be the takeaway here. And you can look at Barra. They were, for a bit of today, top of the league. Notts County came back and won and knocked them off the top spot, put them into second, but they've got nowhere near our budget. Absolutely nowhere near, but clever recruitment and clever, you know, coaching and, you know, bringing in the right kind of person, you know, personalities as well as ability. They're in an automatic promotion fight, and we're, you know, one bad result off being bottom of the league, despite the money we've spent. Charlie White's probably on more, you know, more a week than most of the Barra squad put together combined even. And it's worrying. It is worrying because, you know, we learn from other clubs like Salford. You know, splashing cash doesn't always get you what you want. I actually don't think we've really, you know, we haven't come in and we've bulldozed the market or anything like that, but the signings just don't seem to be very effective. I just really hope that a good coach can come in and do well. And to be honest with you, I think a big part of it is director of football as well. And what I was talking about the PATEX before, where I just don't think they have the football know-how that other owners would have. I think that's why they're bringing in director of football, and I think it's a very smart decision. You know, somebody between them and the manager that knows about football, that, you know, knows how to make these decisions and run a club, to kind of merge with their enthusiasm and their, you know, dedication to the club, which I've no doubt they have. I think the original idea was for that to be Paul Simpson, you know, manager and director of football, all rolled into one, as a kind of as old school style football manager. But yeah, in the future, whoever it is, you know, somebody told me Nigel Pearson. I wouldn't be against it, but, you know, I don't know how grounded that rumour is. Whoever we get in, it needs to happen fast. And I get taking your time and everything, but just something needs to change quickly because, you know, we saw from last season, if you get yourself in a losing run like what we're in now, it's very hard to get out of, and we need to get out of it quickly if we're going to have any kind of, you know, is promotion even still on the table? It's still very early on in the season, but with the performances in you know, these first 6 games, it might not be as big a possibility as people like to imagine. Obviously, it's still possible, but at this current moment, would you take just staying in the league? You know, we were bottom of the league for a point today, and it was a real wake-up call for me because I looked at it and I thought, wow, nobody is too good to go down. We need to get a manager who can get us playing football. Maybe just be a bit more solid, because we can play nice passing stuff, which we do at times, but we're not clinical, and we're very sloppy at the back, and that's an awful combination. Yes, we can have some brilliant passing in midfield, but if we can't score and we keep conceding, then there's only one thing that's going to happen, and that's what a new manager has to, or a new head coach, I should say, has to come in and fix. But yeah, let me know what you think about today. It's a real disappointing one for me, especially when we got ourselves back into a drawing position. You know, we came back from 2 goals down. But yeah, let me know what you think. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and in a bit.